السلام عليكم ورحمة إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا ما يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونصلي ونسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبعد. Uh, we are going to have today our class number 4 in Usool Fiqh. Last time we talked about the first section or chapter in Usul Fiqh, which is Al-Hakim, the legislator, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we discussed other couple of things in the meantime, which was the good and bad, inherited good and bad, and where Mu'tazila and Ash'ari stand, and where Ahl Sunnah stand in this matter. And today we are going to move to the second big, huge component as well, which is a very important one because it is actually related to, or it is the linguistic principles, the Arabic linguistic principles, which controls or guides the understanding of the text of Quran and Sunnah, and in general the life of whoever speaks the language. When I say the Arabic principles, of course there are common components between languages, that are shared because these principles are kind of absolute. It's something that the human brain, the human understanding, the human intellect puts together, or it was put actually in their brains, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one. There are opinions about that, how languages started, but the most correct and most famous is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created these forms in the brain with the fitra. And this frame of languages is actually there. It develops and it accommodates through a lot of factors that linguistic people study, and everything is beyond our scope. But there are, what I want to say is that there are common components. So you won't find anybody who speaks any language won't find it very hard to understand the main concepts we are going to talk about, except some specific things to Arabic language, which has something to do with i'rab. I'rab is the way the end of the words are controlled, are dealt with in a way to reflect with the sound, reflect what it means, because in the Arabic language the end of the word is very important, because like fatha above, this little dash above, the kasra under, the sukoon, the little circle, and the dhamma, it's all like this. So a, e, o, and stop, sukoon. Sukoon means silence. It's a silent thing. So these four constitute. There is another one with the shadda, which like you make the shadda. These control the end of the word to reflect a sound that means something, and based on this, it makes a whole complete meaning sometimes to the ayah or to the hadith or to the way people speak together. If you make a mistake and put fatha instead of dhamma or dhamma instead of kasra, the whole meaning sometimes change, which is something which is normal. It is in our languages, other languages as well, but not in this way. I mean, the sound is the same. The sounds change of the at the end of words in other language, but not using this kind of tactic, which is the tashkil. It's called the tashkil. Tashkil means to form, to form the meaning. We use these 4 or 5 signs. Now, having said that, we are going to talk about not about Arab or Tashkil, but this is for you to understand what it is. But we are going to talk about the linguistic principle related to Usool al-Fiqh that helps us, or helps the Usuli, the Usul person to get to the main principles that will be used to understand the text of Quran and Sunnah through understanding the Arabic language, because بلسان عربي مبين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Quran that Quran was descended in a perfect, clear Arabic language, which is the language of Quraysh, especially Quraysh at the time of Rasulullah, not at any time, not before and not after, because after there was changes to the language, of course, because language is a live thing. It changes. It doesn't change in a year or two, but it changes over a period of time. Like 100 years, you will find new expressions and new things. You will carry the main body, but there will be changes, additions, and disappear of some words and stuff according to a lot of factors. Trading with other nations, the emergence of new ways of life, the change of the mood of the public, many things. How strict people are to their turath, their inheritance. The more we strict in carrying out our inheritance, the more the language will stay classic. They call it classic. It stays for longer. But life is a life. It has to have some changes, anyways. It doesn't stay. So, but Arabs try to write down the ways. Like other nations, but because of Quran, they were much more adamant and strict about writing how to understand and what is the meaning of everything, and especially related to Quran. Other languages, did that for their own purpose. For the Latin language, of course, it was preserved in huge ways. All other language, but of course not like the big ones. But it was related to like text, like some respected and international and recognized text in their cultures. For us, Quran was the biggest thing, which is a biggest thing globally. Quran is a global phenomena for Muslims and even for non-Muslims, because it is a miracle in language. It is not a miracle in science. It is not a miracle in law. Law was before that. The Romans had a great law. It is not a miracle in uh, in uh, in philosophy, because there was a Greek philosophy. So it's not unique. I'm not saying it's not a miracle. It is a miracle in every way, but it's not unique. What I wanted to say, it's not unique in there, because there was philosophy, there was law, there was social uh, laws that was developed before throughout history of mankind. But what is the miracle of Quran? It was the way it was written, because it had to convince the Arabs. Because like Moses, at the time of Moses, the way they were like making people subdued and listen and stuff is magic. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the magic with Moses. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to different nations through the way their specific culture consider as a way of convincing, and for the Arabs, the only way. They don't care for law, they don't care for statues or art or whatever the Greeks used to do, like these statues like this and stuff. And they don't care about that. They only care about the use of language. They were dealing with the language like like you deal with, like when you make like kind of a, like cooking something. They deal with it. Their fingers are always in the language, using it, sitting alone with their herds in the calm of the desert, under the moon, under the skies. They're watching the stars. They're watching their horses. They're watching how battles happens. They describe it as if they are drawing things. That's why, in my own opinion, the way the Arabs wrote their language, it's much more artistic in nature than any other language. It's very artistic, because it actually represent all the art capability of a whole nation, just by using words, just by using, not by using anything, not by using any other thing. It's by words. It was their game, their game, their play, how to use it. So the linguistic principles we are going to talk about, we mentioned some of them before, and we are going to start with the concept of al-ihkam wa tashabuh, the definitiveness and ambiguity. The word al-muhkam came in two meanings, and I will put it in like sections, like divide it like in a hierarchy that you understand and easy to understand. Al-muhkam has two meanings. When we say muhkam, we have two meanings. Where did we get these two meanings? It's from Quran. There are two ayahs. One, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ مِنْ رَسُولٍ وَلَا نَبِيٍّ إِلَّا إِذَا تَمَنَّى أَلْقَى الشَّيْطَانُ فِي أُمْنِيَتِهِ فَيَنْسِخُ اللَّهُ مَا يُلْقِي الشَّيْطَانُ ثُمَّ يُحْكِمُ اللَّهُ آيَاتِهِ وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ حَكِيمٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Hajj, and we did not send before you any messenger or prophet except that when he recites, when he read, because the word إلا إذا تمنى ألقى الشيطان, the word تمنى here doesn't mean the word that we understand nowadays with the word تمنى. it means that as well, but but it means another meaning here, which was known at the time of the Arabs and very famous, which is to read. Tamanna means qara'a, to read. So illa idha tamanna. Now when we read illa idha tamanna means to wish. We wish something. So some people say ما أرسلنا من قبلك من رسول ولا نبي من قبلك من رسول ونبي إلا إذا تمنى. He wished something. No, it's not wish, it's قرأ. When he recites ألقى الشيطان في أمنيته. الشيطان through الشيطان through in his قراءة, in his أمنية, not in his wish, in his قراءة, in his recitation. Satan cast or suggested into his recitation. But Allah abolishes what Satan casts, then Allah establishes means make muhkam his verses. Allah is all knowing, all wise, wallahu alimun hakim. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah, ثم يحكم الله آياته. So كلمة محكم here. That's why one of the two places where we say that the meaning of muhkam is. What is muhkam here? Muhkam here, according to this ayah, is the thing or the text that cannot be abrogated. It cannot be abrogated. It either cannot be abrogated initially when it was descended to Rasulullah, or in Quran, or it was already abrogated. It's already abrogated, and now we are talking about the abrogated one, because once it's abrogated, it's final. Yeah, it doesn't change again. So there is the abrogated one, and which is the text that the abrogation process has been casted on it and it was changed already. There are few ayahs in Quran. There is a big debate within Usuliyin and the people of tafsir actually as well, mainly, whether there is abrogation or not. The jumhur, the mass of the bulk of our scholars said yes, there is abrogation. Some said no, there is no abrogation in Quran, like Sayyid Qutb. They said no, but this is in ulum al-Quran. We study the science of Quran, ulum al-Quran, and again it is in my book of ulum al-Quran. So al-muhkam here is the one that is either does not take abrogation right from the beginning, or the one that has been abrogated already. What is the one that does not never opened abrogation? It's like Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah is capable of everything. How can this be abrogated? Abrogated with what? Nothing can change this whatsoever. Inna Allah alimun hakim. No abrogation to this, in any way. It's the way it is. It doesn't get abrogated. What is the one that was actually abrogated? There are like examples. Like the ayah of الصبر على الأذى بوجوب القتال, which is the abrogation of the obligation to be patient. We were obliged to be patient in the time of Mecca, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, don't fight them, don't fight. The whole time of فاصبر وما صبرك إلا بالله ولا تحزن ولا تك في ضيق. مما يمكرون. So the sabr was abrogated with another ayah, which is ayat al-sayf, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَعْفُ عَنْهُمْ وَاصْفَحْ. This was in the beginning, so pardon them and overlook their misleads. Indeed, Allah loves the doers of good. في سورة المائدة. But it was abrogated with fight those who do not believe in Allah. قاتلوا الذين لا يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر. This was in Surah Al-Tawbah. All Surah Al-Tawbah is Surah Qital. So it was abrogated by this ayah. So فقاتلوا الذين لا يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر. Now this is محكم. خلاص, it doesn't get abrogated. This is the final حكم of it. So this is abrogated the ayah of afu. Another example, the number of the people that Muslims should stand and firm against. It was 1 to 10 in the beginning. There are among you 20 who are steadfast, they will overcome 200. In Surah Al-Anfal. This was abrogated by الآن خفف الله عنكم وعلم أن فيكم ضعفا. Now Allah lightened the burden for you, and He knows that within you a weakness. So if there are among you 100 who are steadfast, they will overcome 200. So it makes it 1 to 2 instead of 1 to 10. So now 1 to 2, we should do that very easily, because it is opened. It can be 1 to 5 to 10, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy on us. He said, you can do that. You of course there are some people who will, who won't even stand, not even 1 to 1, but normally those who have iman, one can fight 2 and overcome them. So another one, the ayah of talaq, the one now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala وَتَرَبَّصْنَ بِأَنفُسِهِنْ أَرْبَعَةَ أَشْهُرٍ وَعَشْرًا. The widow, when she dies, she stayed, who are taken a death among you and leave wives behind, they shall wait for 4 months and 10 days. So this ayah, this is actually written wrong here. Let me correct here. So the ayah was originally previously ayah that was abrogated, متاعا إلى الحول غير إخراج, and those who are taken in death should make a bequest for their wives, provision for a year without being evicted. So the widow used to stay 1 year in her husband's home. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed it to 4 months and 10 days. So these are examples of the abrogated ayahs that has been changed and abrogated and became muhkam. خلاص, the final abrogated ayah becomes a muhkam. So al-mansukh is mutashabih, and the abrogated is the muhkam. The final abrogated is muhkam. So that is one of the muhkam meaning, which is the one that doesn't allow for or open for abrogation anymore. The other meaning of naskh, of ihkam, the الواضح البين, the clear and self-evident, requiring no external clarification. Those ayahs or hadith that doesn't need any clarification. Of course, if it doesn't need any clarification or need any other thing to clarify, it will include the one that we talked about before, which is the ayahs that are not open for abrogation anymore. One of the meanings of the clear and self-evidence is it has two. الواضح البين, the clear, is المنسوخ, which is already abrogated or not opened right from the beginning, clear, evident in itself, don't need any external clarification. إن الله على كل شيء قدير. 4 أشهر و10. قاتلوا الذين لا يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر. These ayahs now are the واضح, بين, clear, established, doesn't require any clarification. So this is the one of the categories of الواضح البين, which is المحكم. المتشابه has these two opposite meanings. One is not open to abrogation, and the other one is the one that is open to abrogation, or needs another clarification, whether it's abrogation or not, need another more explanation. Like the one that needs more clarification is the وَأُولَاتِ الْحَمْلِ أَجَلَهُنَّ أَن يَضَعْنَ حَمْلَهُنَّ. This is not the ayah of والمطلقات يتربصن بأنفسهن 4 أشهر و10 was not abrogated again by the ayah of وَأُولَاتِ الْحَمْلِ. Those who are pregnant, has their time is to put their baby, to deliver the baby. This is not abrogation to the والمطلقات يتربصن بأنفسهن 3 أشهر و10. This is not abrogation to it. It's just more clarification. So the first ayah, we consider it mutashabih because it needed bayan. It was clarified that this was it is not the final. There is a case where those mutalaqat, but the rest are okay. It is am. It is a general ayah, but there was a specific out of it, which is the pregnant people. So the mutashabih, the unclear, or the text that needs to be explained. If we say that al-muhkam is the abrogated, or the one doesn't get abrogated right from the beginning, or the general unrestricted or unclear, the general unrestricted or unclear that cannot be clearly understood from its wording alone, regardless of whether clarification exists elsewhere in Sharia. It doesn't matter if it is a general text, general or unrestricted, absolute, or unclear, المجمل, the unclear المجمل. the absolute or unrestricted, المطلق, the general, العام. If these are the 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 text includes these, then um, it is متشابه, and we deal with it as such. We talked about how we deal with the one that was abrogated, mansukh, and this is the other mutashabih, which is the general, the absolute, and the unclear. The mutashabih also has two meanings. Two meanings came in ayat. One of them, like we said that, the word ihkam came in these two surahs. The mutashabih came in two in surahs as well, and we will talk about this way of understanding al-mutashabih, and this is very important actually, ayat. The first one is ayat Al-Imran, which is the most famous one.
هو الذي أنزل عليك الكتاب منه آيات محكمات هن أم الكتاب وأخر متشابهات فأما الذين في قلوبهم زيغ فيتبعون ما تشابه منه ابتغاء الفتنة وابتغاء تأويله وما يعلم تأويله إلا الله والراسخون في العلم يقولون آمنا به كل من عند ربنا وما يذكر إلا أولو الألباب.
So he is the one who has sent down to you the book. In it are verses that are clear and definite. They are the foundation of the book, the clear and definite, muhkamat, and others that are ambiguous. Those whose hearts is deviant will follow what is ambiguous, seeking discord and seeking its interpretation. Two things here, and we're going back to these things. But no one knows its true interpretation except Allah, and those firmly grounded in knowledge say, we believe in it, all is from our Lord. So this ayah is very important actually, because it tells us a lot about the ayahs of Quran. What is al-muhkam and what is al-mutashabih, and how to understand it, and how and who can understand this according to his nature. So we're going to have a long stand with this ayah. هو الذي أنزل عليك كتاب منه آيات محكمات هن أم الكتاب وأخر متشابهات. The mother of the book means most of the book. The great number of the ayahs of Quran are ayat muhkamat, are clear. They are clear. You can understand. There is no ambiguity in it. That's why it's called Ummul Kitab. Most of the book. The main core, it can be the main core or the most, and it's to the same end. Ummul Kitab and some are mutashab, some are ambiguous. Those who have sickness in their heart they will follow the ambiguous for two things. They want fitna, the discord, and disturb the meaning of Quran, وابتغاء تأويله, and try to understand what they are not meant to understand. So keep this in mind, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said they are trying to understand what they are not meant to understand, because we are going to come back to it. Because some of the mutashabih we can understand. So why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said here that those who have in their heart, they have this disease in their heart, deviant in their heart, they follow المتشابه ابتغاء تأويله, try to understand what it is. Of course, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about a specific type of mutashabih, which we are going to talk about here, which is the one that he actually said right away after that, وَمَا يَعْلَمْ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. The type of ta'wil that only Allah knows. So if it is a type of ta'wil that only Allah knows, this type of tashabuh, and they are seeking to understand it, then we know that they want discord. Then we know that they are deviant. Then we know that they want to do harm to our aqidah and our religion. That's where here we have to understand فَاتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَابَهَ مِنْ. But there is other mutashabih that is not. And this is not meant by those who ابتغاء التأويل, because ابتغاء التأويل all the ulama tried, and we're going to talk about the rest of the ayah which will cast more light on this. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the ayah, وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ. ما يعلم تأويله إلا الله, full stop. والراسخون في العلم, full stop. يقولون آمنا بهم كل عند ربنا. There are two qira'as here for this ayah. One stops at وما يعلم تأويله إلا الله, and then stop, and then والراسخون في العلم يقولون آمنا به كل من عند ربنا. The other qira'ah is وما يعلم تأويله إلا الله والراسخون في العلم. Then stop. Those who know its interpretation is Allah and those who has knowledge. Stop. يقولون آمنا به. They say we believe in it. كل من عند ربنا. All from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the stop here, the two qira'as, every one of them gives us a completely different meaning to what is meant by فَيَتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَابَهَ مِنْ الْمُتَشَابِهِ. A different meaning to what is the deviant would follow and what the people of knowledge would try to understand. If we use the first qira'ah, فيتبعون ما تشابه منه ابتغاء الفتنة وابتغاء تأويله وما يعلم تأويله إلا الله, stop, and seeking discord and seeking interpretation, but no one knows of interpretation except Allah, and then we stop. Then here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means in this qira'ah that this وأخر متشابهات and other are mutashabihat, are ambiguous. Then he means by this ambiguous that the one that only Allah knows the meaning, such as the words, the first letters in ayat, kaf ha ya ayn sad, alif lam mim, alif lam ra, ta sin mim. These letters, it is consensus between scholars of tafsir that we really don't know. There are people who try to say, oh, this might mean, but we don't know really what it means. We don't know for a fact that this is what it meant. Some people said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that, see, the Quran is composed by the letters you use. Some people, it is kind of a key Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used for a reason, he knows. We don't know what really means. So this is وَمَا يَعْلَمْ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. If someone come and tried to say, oh, I found out what these letters mean. This letter, see, kaf is number 15, ha is 17, ya is 5, ayn is 14, and sad is 10. Put it all together, it's 126, 114. It's the number of the ayahs of Quran. See, now I have the key. That guy is يتبعون ما تشابه منه ابتغاء الفتنة وابتغاء تأويله. This is the one that has a disease in his heart and is deviant is his heart, because he's trying to find the meaning to something that Allah didn't. There is no way that we can know something, the meaning of something like that. It's just disrespect and deviant in the heart that makes people do that. And we have to resent and we have to expose such people who are deviant in such way. Another things, only Allah knows the interpretation, is how the behemoth will come from under the ground. This animal come from under the ground and he will talk to us. How? We don't know how. We know that's going to happen, but how, where, what kind of animal? How would I know? How would anybody knows? And everybody trying to dig behind this is meant by those who are deviant and try to distort, seeking this interpretation. This is the because seeking understanding or this is like we said before about ta'wil, is to realize what is the reality on ground of the meaning of this thing. هذا تأويل رؤياي من قبل. This is the accomplishment. The final interpretation is here. It is in front of you. The final interpretation of the day of judgment. How it is. Is it going to be on Earth? It's going to be on Jupiter. The sun is going to be Jahannam. The sun is another 100 times Jahannam. Jahannam will be 100 times. We have no clue of the interpretation of these things. Anybody who try to imagine or talk about these things, we say Jahannam wa bi'sa al-masir, the fire. We just tell them, read Quran. This is what it is, and understand it according to the meaning of the Arabic language. And this is like the way we understand this type of thing. If we extend to the other qira'ah and say فَيَتَّبِعُونَ مَا فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ مَرَض, those who have deviance and in their hearts, يَتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَابَهَ, they follow what is not meant to be interpreted, seeking discord and seeking interpretation. وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلُهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ. Then stop. So the ta'wil of this kind of mutashabih then is known by Allah and those who have knowledge. Then it is not the first one we talked about, because the first one nobody knows. So the first waqfa, the first stop, qira'ah, first stop, makes the word mutashabih means that. The second qira'ah, where you stop at وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ, and Allah and those who have knowledge, means another way, another meaning of ta'wil, of mutashabih and its interpretation, and then include the second meaning of ta'wil, which is these who does not who does need additional words in order to understand, which is the al-khas مع العام, the specific for general, the restriction for the absolute, the clearance of the unclear, the whole, المبين بعد الإجمال, الذي يبين بعد الإجمال, الاستثناء, the exceptions, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وآتوا حقه يوم حصاده, and give its right, which is its zakah at the day of its of gathering this crops. What is the right? We don't know. This ayah is from this side is ambiguous because we don't know. Is it okay? I'll give it right. What is right? So Rasul Sallallahu came and he actually in Sunnah said you give this for this crops, this for this and for this zakat al-zuru'. So it became muhkam after the hadith of Rasulullah. So this is kind of ambiguity or mutashabih that can be understood if you make the stop at the وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ. So wow here, وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ is wow al-atf. So Allah and الرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ and stop. But in the second qira'ah, وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ, stop. وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ. This wow is called wow al-isti'naf. Wow for continuation and for continuation, because wow can come for many reasons. One of them in the second qira is isti'naf. The second is wow atf. It means this and this. Ana wa akhi, me and my brother. But if me and my brother went to eat, so it means we both went to eat. But if we say me and I stop, then I say and my brother went to play. So here is the second and is not us together. It means that it's enough and it's another sentence. So having said that, I hope it's clear, and inshallah we will move to the second part is the القطع والظن في الأحكام, certainty and speculation in rulings in next time. And I hope you listen to it carefully again. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.